A lot of people think that you need thousands of dollars to start day trading, but what if I can tell you that there is ways to start day trading with only $100 out of your pocket?
I just woke up, gonna get freshened up, get ready for the day, and have some breakfast and take you guys through my morning routine and then get started with trading. So let's go and get started. I'm gonna show you guys one of the easiest and quickest way to make breakfast with good protein and good carbs. Alright, first ingredient you need is one of these instant oatmeal, maple and brown sugar. This is the flavor that I like. You guys can use the regular one if you want, but this one has 4 grams of protein, 32 grams of carb, and then 2 grams of sugar. Okay, one of these packet. Go ahead and pour it in a bowl like this. Then you need protein shake powder, whey protein. This is the one that I have. This one has 24 grams of protein, so it will be about total of 28. Plus, we're gonna add some fruits in a little bit. Gotta scoop up this, put it in here. All right, got some almond milk. You can use the regular one if you want. It doesn't matter. So let's pour some a little bit, not a lot, and then stir it up. Bowl in the microwave. 1 minute timer, and start. While that's going on, I'm gonna boil some water for some instant coffee. There we go. I just have this frozen fruits, mixed berries. Just got like a handful of it. Put it in here, a little bit maybe. Stir a little bit. I got myself a date here, this big one, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it into pieces and put it in here. Alright, breakfast is served. This is one of the easiest and quickest ways to make breakfast with good protein and good carbs. It gets you going for the morning, especially when you're in a hurry. This is gonna come in handy. Alright guys, so I just finished my bomb breakfast, oatmeal breakfast, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of meditation, about 10 minutes of guided meditation on YouTube. And I would highly recommend that you guys do this as well. It'll help you clear up your mind, you know, like get you started with the for the morning, and it will help you get a positive mindset going into the day, so that way you can have a better day. Alright guys, we got about 10 minutes until we start live trading with the group, with our students, and just playing a game of chess here to kill some time. I think I'm winning right now, right? Yep, I'm up 8 points.
So we got this one unbalanced NAS, which is all the way down here, right? One hour imbalance, and we also have this 1 hour imbalance on.
So our first trade of the day on YM, US 30, risking 250 only. Let's see if they hit TP or not. Alright, so far
Long,
we're
right?
rejecting off this fair value gap here.
Looking for that.
There we go. There's TP1. Break even. Let's go. Risk-free trade. There's TP2. Let's go. Let's go. TP2. TP2, baby. For the day. One and done, baby. Let's go.
Nice slay. Okay, slay. Slay.
So let's say I have $100 and I want to start day trading. How would I go about this? So there's different ways to go about day trading with $100. First option is going to be the prop firms option, and we're going to break this down here a little bit. Second option would be to trade with margin with leverage. This is a little bit more complicated, so I'm not going to go over this in this video. Main focus will be prop firms, right? So what exactly is prop firms? So pretty much prop firms are a company where you pay a small fee to take evaluation or challenge account, and then you follow the rules that they have set for each accounts, and then you hit certain profit target in that evaluation or challenge account, and then you get into the funded phase after that, right? For example, you could buy account the size up to 150K, right? So going from anywhere from 25K to 150K, and then there's going to be profit splits between you and the firm, depending on which firm it is. There's many firms, right? And then your personal risk stays low compared to trading with real money, right? You don't need to come up with thousands of dollars out of pocket in order to trade with these accounts. You can literally pay them like what, 70, 80, $100, and get started. So now that you understand what exactly are prop firms, it is very important for you to choose the right prop firms, because there's going to be many different prop firms and there's going to be a lot of scams out there as well. So in order for you to identify good prop firms, you need to identify good reputable prop firms with a lot of reviews, a lot of payouts, and make sure that it is a futures prop firm with clear rules. Forex also has prop firms, but I wouldn't really trust Forex because I don't trade Forex, I trade futures. So let's go ahead and talk about what steps that you need to follow in order to actually start trading. First thing first, you want to make sure that you learn the basics, right? Learn the basics of trading, how trading works, learn basics of like order types, learn basics of the prop firm, how exactly the prop firm works in depth, because you could, get an account and you don't know what you're doing, and then you might end up just blowing that account. So you want to understand the basics of how prop firm works. And like I said, each prop firm is different with their own rules and everything like that. Okay, so learn the basics of trading, right? And then you also need to learn the system and the process of how trading actually works. Risk management, right? This risk management is going to be a key when it comes to trading, because if you don't have right risk management, then you're just gambling and you're not going to make it in this industry. You also need a good strategy, one simple strategy that you can use every single day and identify patterns that forms every single day in the market, and you want to stick to that one strategy, right? And then let's go back to risk management. Usually I would recommend 1 to 2 risk to reward. So pretty much what that means is that you're risking $1 to make $2 out of that, right? Psychology is also going to be a big factor when it comes to trading. 80% of trading depends on your psychology, right? Your mindset, your discipline, and then 20% of that depends on the strategy, right? So what that means is that when you take a loss, when you take a win, you don't let that affect you personally, your personal life or your mind, right? You're okay with the outcome that comes after you take a trade, right? So pretty much psychology entails mindset, discipline, and acceptance. So pretty much if you take a loss, you're okay with the loss, you accept it, and then you move on, you come back end of the day, and then you try again, okay? So all this is going to be essential to get started in trading. And if you guys are new and don't know where to get started with learning the basics, learning the strategy, system, risk management, everything like that, we have a full-on A to Z course going from breaking down exactly what trading is to breaking down our strategy, breaking down risk management, and also helping you fix your psychology, your mindset, and getting into that mindset of becoming a trader, right?
So if you guys want to understand the basics of trading, as far as what exactly is trading, right? Strategy, risk management, psychology, and everything like that, we have this course that goes from beginners to everything that you need to understand about trading. So we have the basics of trading here, breaking down exactly everything that you need to understand about trading, as you start out. Understanding futures trading, exactly what is futures, mindset, right? Getting you guys in the right mindset, risk management, timing, concepts, right? Important concepts that you need to understand, and then the strategy itself. If you guys want to check this course out, link is in the description below. You can go ahead and click the link and sign up for 7 days free trial. Let's get it.
Now let's go ahead and go back to prop firms and talk about exactly what it entails. Okay, so like I said, you need to choose the right prop firms to begin with. And then once you choose the right prop firm, then you invest that $100 or whatever money that you have. Usually when you're starting out, I would recommend starting with 50K account, and this would cost about 70 to 80 to $100. So invest that into that evaluation account with a prop firm. So now let's break down each account size, and then when you buy that account, they'll give you something called drawdown. This is the maximum amount that you can lose in that account, right? So for example, on a 50K account, maximum drawdown that they'll give you, maximum amount that you can lose on that account, they'll give you, will depend on the prop firm itself, right? So going from anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500. And when you lose this amount, then you lose the account and you have to buy it again. So all in, you're pretty much only going to lose whatever you invested into that account. So for example, if I paid $100 for that evaluation, even if I lose this much of a drawdown, I don't lose anything more than the $100 that I invested into that prop firm, okay? And then they will also have profit targets. So in the evaluation phase, most of the 150K's account will have $3,000 profit target. So once you hit $3,000 in profit, you get into the funded phase. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about this in a little bit. And then there's going to be consistency rules. So usually most prop firm will offer anywhere from 40% to 50% consistency. So pretty much what that means is that you can only make a certain amount of profit per day, right? And if you make more than that, then you will break the rule of their consistency and not qualify for payouts. Okay, and then once you get funded, once you follow all the rules, once you hit all the targets, then you will request a payout, request your profits, right? And then the profits will be divided between you and the prop firm, right? Usually most prop firm will offer anywhere from 80% to 90% profit split, so they will keep maybe about 10 to 20% of that profit to themselves, and then you will get 80 to 90% of the profit, and then you can withdraw that. Okay, so there's going to be other account sizes like 100K, 150K. So these account sizes will vary, right? So the price of that account size will also vary. So if you're looking to buy 150K, it might cost more than $100. So that's why I would recommend going with a 50K account. So let me show you an example here. So this is called the My Funded Future prop firm. They offer 50K account for only $77 a month, right? And telling you, if you have a good system, good risk management, and good psychology, you can pass that account in less than a month, and then you can go into the funded phase, right? So for this example, you buy this 50K account with $77, and let's just say you have good system, good risk management, good psychology. You pass that account within 2-3 weeks. You don't need to pay the next month's fee again. You only get, you only paid 1 month, and then you go into the funded phase. And then this prop firm doesn't have activation fee. So what that means is that when you pass the evaluation phase, you don't need to pay again to get funded. You can get funded account for free, all included in this monthly fee. Okay, and then for example, this one has a profit target of $3,000. Maximum position that you can take is 3 contracts. And then daily loss limit is none, so maximum drawdown is 2,000. So in this example, like I said, $3,000 is a target that you need to reach in order for you to pass that evaluation phase. And then you have $2,000 maximum loss that you can take before the account blows up and you lose that $77. So now let's just say you pass the evaluation phase, you get funded. So next thing you do is you get a funded account. So the rules are going to be similar to evaluation. There might be a little bit of difference. So I would just, suggest you guys research each firms, whichever firm that you're planning on going with, and then read their rules before you buy the account. Okay. And then on the funded account, let's just say you follow all the rules and then you reach the profit target that they're requiring you to reach. Then this is where you withdraw the payout, right? So you request a payout. Let's say, for example, My Funded Future, you hit $3,000 in the funded phase. And then whatever, their maximum, minimum payout that you can withdraw. So for this account here, this account option, they have $3,000 that you can withdraw maximum, right? So once you reach the $3,000 profit target, you're not allowed to withdraw everything. You need to keep some buffer in that account so that you can keep trading it. So maybe, for example, you reach 3,000 and you can maybe withdraw 1,000 out of it, and then My Funded Future will keep 10% of the profit, and then you get about $900 out of it, right? So you all in, you bought this account for $77. You with everything that you followed, risk management and everything, you can end up getting $900 from just hitting this $3,000 profit target. All right, so that's pretty much how the prop firm works. And let's just say, for example, you didn't follow your rules and you ended up just failing the account. What happens is that the maximum that you can lose is this the fee that you paid to get that account, right? So you can't lose $2,000 out of your pocket. This is the maximum that you can lose. So then you just learn your mistakes, right? You don't repeat that mistake, right? You fix it and then you retry it, right? So that's how it works. So this is exactly how you start trading with $100 out of your pocket. And if you guys need help with strategy, risk management, and learning the basics of trading or anything like that, you can reach out to me anytime on Instagram. You can also click the link in the description below to get access to our trading group, and we can help you guys out over there. All right, so thanks guys for watching. Hopefully this video was informative. If it was, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.